Todd, tell us about the feeling of a win again.
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously been a long time coming this year, but it's a lot better coming in on a Monday and after a win, and yeah, it's just a lot more positive around the club, and yeah, I think it's the way we played on the weekend that we're so happy about, and the way that we did it for 4 quarters this week is something that we're happy with.
Can you tell us about behind the scenes how much work you put into getting that win last week?
Yeah, we reviewed the Carlton game pretty heavy. Yeah, it's probably our longest meeting that I've been involved in at the club. So, yeah, we went over all the finer details and what we expect from each other as a playing group and the standard that we want to set. And I think on the weekend we delivered on that. And we spoke about this morning that that's the bare minimum now, and just to keep that as our standard and just keep going from there.
And of yourself, you getting the goals on the scoreboard, 2 big ones this year. How much more confident do you feel out on the field?
Yeah, it's been good. It's my season's still been a little bit up and down with form and kicking goals, but I think I've been able to compete a lot better this year, and I've got a lot more confidence in my body to be able to take the number 1 defender. And obviously with Charlie not there this year so far, it's been a little bit different up there structure-wise, but I think we're learning now, and I think when we play like we do on the weekend, it's a lot more easy for us forwards up there to hit the scoreboard.
When you say more confident in your body, what's that been like for you over recent times, getting that confidence?
No, that's just probably using the system and just building strength. I think the last probably 2 or 3 years I've noticed a lot of difference in my upper body strength and just being able to compete against the bigger defenders, and I've been playing on them for a while now, and it's just learning what they want to do with you, and then trying to counter that and do what I do in the air. So,
have you sensed the external pressure that people keep looking at your numbers and saying you should be delivering more? How have you handled that?
Yeah, I've been okay with that. Obviously, we play a professional sport, and it's going to come if you're not performing. And my start of the year wasn't where it was, and I'll be the first to admit that. So, to try and keep performing at the level, the club knows I don't have to kick 5 goals every week. So, when I do that, it's a bonus. It's just about my competitiveness and how I go around the ground, my defence and my tackles and stuff. And I think the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been a lot better in that, and it's obviously nice to get some reward for it in the end.
What do you like about the system with you and Finlayson and George Artis? How do you feel that works with the 3 of you?
I think we're all pretty mobile, and I think we're able to play all spots on the ground, and on the weekend Mitch played a little bit of high forward and was able to get his hands on the ball and kick it down deep to me and Jez, and but yeah, we're still learning. It's been pretty fun learning because we're all sort of that same age group, and hopefully we can gel and keep delivering on some results.
What changed for you after the Hawthorn game? Because I think you finished that game actually playing full back, or certainly in the last quarter. What was the change from a personal point of view to get some of that confidence going?
Yeah, I had some good conversations during the week with Ken, and some with Travis Boak as well, who's been really good for me just in a mentor sense. And I was probably putting a bit too much pressure on myself to make sure every kick was perfect, or I had to win every contest or such things like that. The chats I had were just to narrow my focus and to bring it back to just competing as a tall forward, and stuff comes off that. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird one during the year. Like I said, I wasn't playing my best football, but I think the confidence in them backing me helps a lot, and hopefully for the rest of the season I can keep delivering on the full sense.
And then when it does click for you in the showdown, you obviously had such a great game, the team doesn't necessarily get up. How much confidence did you take from that going forward?
Yeah, it was good. The showdown, obviously we didn't win, but personally, I just really brought my focus back to competing in the air and sort of getting a bit more enjoyment out of football. And like I said, I was probably putting a bit too much pressure on myself to make sure every kick was perfect or every handball was perfect and stuff like that. And if it didn't happen, then I'd sort of get some self-doubt and stuff. But I think after those chats and the confidence I got from that, I think I've been going okay.
Do you think those 2 games have been your best 2 games in the club?
They're probably my most goals for the game, but in terms of impact, probably probably in previous years I've been able to do it for a quarter or so and drift in and out of games a little bit. But I think this year especially my contests have been a lot more consistent throughout the whole game, and it may not show on the stat sheet, but just competing and bringing the ball to ground has been a lot more consistent, and so in terms of that, probably yeah.
Todd, do you think it's going to be a little easier for you when Charlie comes back? Could you talk us through why it's been a little harder for you without him there?
Yes, it's been a little bit different with our structure and stuff. With because he normally takes number 1 defender, so I'd get the second and it'd flow on from there. And but yeah, it's been good just learning. I played on Wiedering last week, the week before, and Barras on the weekend. So it's just good to play on those number 1 defenders and, like I said, just learn what they want to do, and then I can sort of judge what I want to do off that. But when he comes back, it's going to be good for us because he's such a focal point for us, and we love having him out there on the ground with his presence and his energy.
And when you play on the number 1 defenders and you do what you've done in the last couple of weeks, what does that do for you personally in terms of teaching you about where you're at and what you're capable of?
It probably gives me a little bit of internal belief, but for me, I just want to keep doing it consistently, and probably haven't had a good stretch of 3 or 4 games where I've put some goals or some marks on the board. So for me, that's just probably the main thing at the moment, is try and get a bit more consistency in my game, and to do it against the big boy defenders has been it's been a good challenge.
And tackling as well, sorry, Josh. The tackling, lay a couple of tackles, defensive pressure and intent. Is that just a mindset thing for you, mate?
Yeah, that's just a mindset thing. I think when I do that, that's probably when I'm playing my best footy. And I think just bringing the ball to ground and then hunting around the contest and getting a few tackles is, if you're not getting a touch, that can help you feel involved in the game. And I probably wasn't doing that in the first couple of rounds, and that's disappointing. So I think since the showdown, as a forward group, our pressure's been pretty good, and personally it's been okay.
After that showdown, quite famously against the D's next week, you weren't targeted once, I don't think. Did you have to remind the midfielders that you kicked 5 this week?
I didn't know that stat, so that's interesting. But there was a couple of times against the Melbourne game we sort of changed out how we wanted to play a little bit, and probably just got a little bit in between the contest, and maybe I was over leading or stuff like that. But like I said, I played on Stephen May that game, so that was a great challenge, and I've learned a lot since that game, so it's been good.
What's the secret for a key forward in games like that where it feels like you can't get a kick or it's not coming to you? How do you mentally sort of stay switched on for your moment?
I think it's just getting yourself to as many contests as you can. Whether it's a long kick down the line or something, and just getting involved. And I think like I touched on, the pressure and making a tackle or a smother or a spoil helps you feel involved and brings a bit of energy for yourself. So if it's not going your way, there's plenty of other things you can do as a teammate.
Very trust you about the external criticism. How much of that do you hear? I mean, do you cop a fair amount during the week sometimes?
It's interesting here and there, but like I said, I'm pretty grounded, and I just take it as it comes, and I've been getting it for a little bit now, so I sort of know how to handle it, and what to listen to and who not to listen to and stuff like that. So like I said, it's a professional sport, and if you're not performing, going to be under a bit of scrutiny, so it puts a bit of pressure and a bit of edge on yourself to play well.
Is there someone you lean on when you are going through those moments, or you're copying that criticism?
Yeah, like I touched on, Travis Boak's been really good for me. We've connected really well. Probably the last 3 or 4 years, it's been really good. So, that week of the showdown, I had a really good chat with him. Went out for lunch a couple of times. So, it's good to have someone like that, and with his leadership and experience to lean on. So,
what does he say to you, Todd?
He just says, like I touched on, just to narrow my focus, and he speaks about enjoyment and that you're a human being playing football, and it's not the be all and end all. So, I was putting a fair bit of pressure on myself, like I said. So, he just said, at the end of the day, you're still a person and a human being. So, if you kick 5 or kick none, you're still the same person, and that's what you do off the field.
Kenny's always been a big fan of yours as well, and always a staunch defender of yours. What does he say to you, week in, week out, when when things might not be going your way?
Yeah, it gives me a lot of belief in what I do for the team off the stat sheet. So, I try and help the defence as much as I can with our running patterns and stuff like that. So, I guess people may not notice that, but and it doesn't come up on the stat sheet, but internally, I'm still getting recognised for that, and then he just gives me a lot of belief in my contest work, and then the forward line group, and he always speaks on me and Mitch to take control of that forward line group and be the next stepping stone. So he's been a great support.
You're a bit tougher now. Does that feel a bit tougher and a bit harder?
I've had a couple in the last couple of years, so it's interesting. People look at you funny when you're walking around the supermarket and stuff, but it's all part of it.
Just talk us through how you did it, mate.
Last couple.
Is that all right?
Yeah, so I think it was just a marking contest, and then I went to tackle Luke Shuey and sort of stumbled and copped us the point of his shoulder, and sort of fell back and just felt like someone poured a water bottle over my face, and there was just a lot of blood, and I think a few boys were yelling out blood rule because I think they wanted a breather, and so it's just part of footy.
Did he apologise?
He said after the game, he said, "Was that me?" And I said, "I think it was," and he said, "Oh, sorry, mate." So he did.
Chance to get one of your old teammates this week, Dougal up, would you suspect?
Potentially, yeah. He played on Charlie last time he played him, so I guess it's a chance to play on him up there, and I played on him a bit at training when he was at the club, so it'll be a good contest, and looking forward to getting up the cans.
You might have a few ruck contests with Paddy as well. That'll be a challenge.
Well, hopefully no centre square, because you might towel me up in there, but it's going to be good to see Paddy, and obviously had a great connection with him, so looking forward to getting up there.